Hey there guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for tuning in. I figured I'd mix it up a little bit today, have a nice cup of tea, nice little chat to the camera with this beautiful English countryside in the background. Just to prove to you that I'm not always in my mum's basement making anti-CCP videos, and she actually does let me out every once in a while, okay? So today's video, I'm going to tell you how I managed to get hold of a Taiwanese visa amongst all of this coronavirus mess. So without further ado, as usual, on this channel, what do we do before the video starts? That's right, we roll that intro. So guys, getting that Taiwanese visa was really difficult. It was a long and drawn out process. And if you're not the most patient person, I would suggest not applying for a Taiwanese visa right now during this coronavirus pandemic. But like everything right now, it's all a little bit crazy and there's a lot of steps that you need to take to get it done. So this is strictly for people in the UK who want to apply for a Taiwanese visa. If you're in the US or Canada or elsewhere, it might be a little bit different. So please just consider that when watching this video, that everything I say might not apply to you. Okay, with that being said, let's get to it. So, first of all, I was supposed to go to Taiwan in April of this year. Before COVID BC, going to Taiwan to work was very easy. You could literally just fly there and you could deal with the visa while you're in Taiwan. They would help you get a medical check. All of the paperwork would get done. All you need to do is literally just show up. As long as you had a criminal background check, your passport, and some experience, maybe even a TEFL certificate, you were good to go. But after COVID, after COVID, everything has changed. So I was actually supposed to go to Taiwan in April of this year. I had my flight booked, I had everything packed, I had like about a week to go, but then all of a sudden Taiwan closed its borders for people coming in. And because of closing the borders and because of COVID, everything has changed now and it's very difficult to get a visa. So I had to cancel my flight, I had to contact my school, let them know that I couldn't make it. Everything was up in the air. I had no idea what was going on. As far as I was concerned, I no longer had a job and I had to start looking for a job here in the UK or something, or just look for a job elsewhere because Taiwan was off the cards. Well, luckily for me, I persevered and actually, I now have a visa in my passport. So now I just want to talk to you about how I actually got that visa. First of all, you need to get a criminal background check done in your country. Now, in the UK, we have this website called ACRO. It's an acronym for something, an acronym. It's an acronym for something. I'm not sure what it means, but they have a website. It's very easy to get a background check. All you do is go onto this website, fill out the form. You can pay by debit card or credit card. Sorted, no problem. The only annoying thing about it is you have to remember all of the places that you lived in for the last 10 years. Now for me, this was really irritating because I actually lived in China for a big portion of that time, and I actually had to write all of my Chinese addresses, which I'd even which I'd totally forgotten about. I'd lived in about 6 different places during that time, and it was really, really frustrating to try and remember the names of the places. So that was really annoying. Anyway, I think it costs around 40 to 50 pounds to get this done. So again, it's not exactly cheap. So anyway, you send all of that off, and then they'll send you the certificate, this police background check, no problems. You can pay to get an extra one done as well, which I would recommend just in case you would lose the original. It's always good to have a backup. So anyway, criminal background check done. The next step, you actually have to get a medical check done in your country, which is a lot easier said than done, especially with coronavirus, because now a lot of hospitals, a lot of doctors' surgeries aren't seeing patients for face-to-face appointments. You have to do it all on camera, on Zoom or whatever. You can't go face-to-face unless it's an absolute emergency. And I don't think getting a medical check for Taiwan is an emergency. Now, there are ways around it, which I'm going to tell you now. So first of all, you have to get blood tests organized. You have to get tested for syphilis and other kinds of diseases. And also you have to get a chest x-ray organized. Now, my doctor's surgery is quite good, and they arranged for me to go and get those things done. The x-ray was actually free, but I had to pay for the blood tests, which was a bit of a pain in the ass. But anyway, it wasn't really overly expensive. I think it was about £100. Sounds expensive, but I think that includes 5 different tests. So all in all, it's not too bad. So after getting the blood test, the chest x-ray, there's a form that you need to fill out that you can print from the Taiwanese representative's office. Representative's office? Why don't they have an embassy? Aren't they a country? Anyway, that's a topic for another video. So you need to print off this form from the Taiwanese embassy, and a doctor actually needs to sign it. Now, this is some trouble that I had because my doctor's surgery was not allowing face-to-face appointments, and they actually refused to see me for this because it isn't considered an emergency. So in the end, I had to go to a private doctor, which ended up costing me £200, which is really expensive considering when you just look at the form, all the doctor needs to do is check your height, your weight, your blood pressure, your eyesight, and they just need to tick a few boxes and fill out the results of the tests that you got done, like the x-ray and the syphilis and HIV tests. They just need to put the results on this form and then sign it, which is really crazy, charging £200 for this. But anyway, I had no choice, so I had to pay it. So I got this done, and the doctor signed it. But on the form, it's really weird because there's actually 3 spaces that require a signature. And there was only one doctor who was examining me. So I don't understand what the Taiwanese representative office were thinking with this form. But anyway, the doctor signed it, and he only signed one of the spaces and gave me the form. I was stupid and I didn't really question it, and I didn't even check it. So I just took it home, and when I got home, I realized that actually all 3 of those spaces need to be signed. Now, yeah, I'm stupid. I'm really daft. I should have realized that there and then, but I just overlooked it. So what I had to do was I actually had to send the form off back to the doctor because the doctor was in a different part of the country. So it's very difficult to find a private clinic in this countryside, right? So I had to go pretty far away to see a private doctor. So I had to actually send the form back to the doctor, and he had to sign both of those spaces that he missed and send it back to me. So that took a while, and it also cost a little bit of money in postage that I wasn't too happy about. But anyway, I got the form back, all stamped, all signed, ready to roll, right? I can go to Taiwan. No. I had to actually, then I had to send the medical check to the Foreign Commonwealth office so they could check if the doctor's signature is real or not. They have the doctor's signatures on this database, and they check it and they legalize it, and then they send it back to you. So that cost me another £35 just to get that done. And it took about a week for them to deal with this and send it back. So anyway, the FCO sent it back to me with their little stamp on it, all gravy, right? I can send it off, I can get the visa now. Well, no. I had to actually then send the medical check with all of these stamps and signatures and blah, blah, blah. I had to send it to the Taiwanese representative office so they can authenticate it as well and put their little stamp on it. So that again cost a little bit in postage, and it cost another £20, I think, just to get their little stamp on it. So the next process is you need to get all of these documents, put them in an envelope, and then send them to Taiwan, to the company that you're going to work for, which is really, it takes a long time to send stuff in through airmail, especially with coronavirus now. So that took about 2 weeks to get there. I was really, really concerned when I sent it off to Taiwan and I tracked the envelope and realized that all of my documents were in mainland China. Oh my God. Anyway, so it eventually got to the school, they go through everything, and then they send it to the government so the government can apply for my visa and an invitation letter, which then they have to send back to me. God, it's just like sending stuff all over the place. It's just crazy. They sent it back to me. And it's really funny because there's another guy from the UK who's actually applying for the same job as me. We're going to be work colleagues. He lives in a different part of the country, pretty far away, and he's applying at exactly the same time. So they sent both of our documents at the same time to come back to the UK. So when it actually arrived to my home, I opened the envelope, pulled it out, and I was like, what the hell? It actually had this guy's name. I had his stuff. I was so pissed off. Apparently though, it's not the school's fault. It's FedEx's fault. So FedEx, if you're watching this, I hate you. But anyway, so I had this guy's stuff, and he had mine. We live pretty far apart. It's not like we can just go around each other's houses. So again, I had to post his to him, and he had to post mine to me, and it was another like wait for a few days. And also it cost a little bit more money. It's really just ridiculous. This story is just ridiculous. Anyway, so I eventually got my stuff, and then the next step is you just have to go on to the Taiwanese representative's office website. They have a visa online application form. Fill out the form, print it off, and then get all of your documents together, especially those letters that they sent from Taiwan. Put it in an envelope with your passport and everything else that they require. They were saying that they require bank statements and proof of flight. So yeah, you actually have to book a flight and prove that you've actually got a flight going there. Bank statements, I'm not sure if you actually do need them, but it's always best just to be sure. So I sent them several months worth of bank statements. So anyway, I sent all of this with my passport to the Taiwanese representative's office, not an embassy because they're not a country, remember. Did all of that. You have to send them a postal order as well. You can't just send them money or pay by card. You actually have to do a postal order for £50, which is really annoying. It's really just, yeah, it's just, I mean, it's not that difficult to do, but sometimes you just wish you could just pay by card. It makes life a lot easier. So anyway, had to do a postal order and also put a self-addressed envelope in that's already had the postage paid, because they won't send your stuff back otherwise. So yeah, that took about 10 days and it cost about £55, I think, to get this residence visa put in. So 10 days later, I got the post with my passport, with the visa in it, and wow, I was just amazed. I actually have a Taiwanese visa. After all of that, I could finally go to Taiwan. So I'm going at the end of this month, and when I get there, I have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Excuse me? 2 weeks. 2 weeks!
And then everything should be fine. Right now, I'm actually still trying to find out if I have to get one of those COVID pre-flight tests. So I'd better be getting on with that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry, I was rambling on a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited about this, and I just talk a lot and talk crap. But anyway, I hope it made a change from me in my mum's basement with this amazing background. And thanks for watching, and have a good day. And until next time, see ya. Bye.